So this chapter is first of all, I'm jumping straight into it as a Zoro fan over here. Fuck it. No holds barred, no greeting, straight into the Zoro dick sucking over here.
We have to.
This man just cuts the side of a fucking cliff. Fucking cliff shows you. So all you fucking little bitchy ass Sanji fans out there, even my best friend Red over here.
Hold on, I gotta get it up. That's not Zoro's theme that I want. Where is it? I want the dun 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 dun. Is that Zoro's theme?
No, that's not Zoro's theme.
Alright, that works, I guess.
That's Zoro's theme.
Alright, fuck it. What's the one where it's like, that I just hummed that I've now forgotten?
Yeah, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, is that not his? Is that just a general theme? Why do I think of Zoro?
It's a general theme. It should be easily defined. I think that, like, it's usually what happens when something hype happens, bro.
And Zoro's most of the hype, yeah. Okay, let's talk about it. So, first of all, there's a couple things to mention with this, right? One is, just like the problem with any swordsman, which King Cold, Frieza's, deceased father once said, is it the man or the weapon that is doing this, right? Because up until now, when he gets his normal-ass swords, it's like, okay, Zoro's being a badass. But now he's getting some, like, anime-ass, like, crazy, Shusui was kind of like this, too. And he got the one in Logtown that had, like, a slight curse on it, which we find out is made by this guy, this long-nosed fuck, right? And the same guy who made, I'm trying to get my swords right here, because it was, like, Shusui, okay, I think it was the one that he got in Longtown was made by the same person. It was made by that guy, and he also made the sword that he got from Kuina? Okay, I'm going to have to look this up. Do you know what I'm talking about? I just want to make sure I'm not messing this up.
Yeah, the swords' names are fucking weird, but point being,
they're Japanese,
is that this guy
racist.
I'm sorry, what?
Hold on, I want to read this. Okay. That White Blade, Wado, Ichimonji, and Enma were made by the same person. So, Wado Ichimonji is the one he got from Kuina. So, the sword that Kuina had, and Enma, the one he got that was used by Odin, were made by the same person. So, already that's strengthening the, like, Kuina and Zoro's, like, sensei definitely fucking came from Wano theory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think they kind of confirmed it
they,
too,
like,
didn't they?
low-key confirmed it. Like they even said, like, hey, there was a ship. I'm trying to think.
Like someone left Wano illegally.
Yeah, and that was probably, like, Zoro's master's dad. Because even Tekking in his video, he did the math, right? Because they say, what, like 50-something years ago that happened? And guess how old Zoro's master is? 51. He was a fucking 1-year-old on that ship.
Oh boy, oh baby.
Yeah, so that's hype.
So,
and then
this man cut the cliff.
Let's talk about the cliff. The cliff shit was, like, actually, like, orgasmic. Like this is the shit. I live for this in anime, bro. I live for this. Like, bitch, read Bleach, bro. Like, Bleach has a lot of these, like, dumb, amazing moments. Like, let's just switch this to a more broad conversation of just enjoying moments like this in anime in general. And then we'll get back to Zoro specifically, okay? So, like, in Bleach, just as a random example, Gin Ichimaru goes Bankai, and his Bankai, because his Shikai is to extend his sword to 100 sword length, so he can have, like, a really long-ass, like, spear sword. His Bankai extends his sword goddamn, like, 13 miles. Think about that for a second. A 13-mile long sword.
Sounds like a long point.
Oh, God. Well, anyway, he goes Bankai and literally just does, like, a twirl. Like, he goes Bankai and just twirls around in a circle, and the entire fucking city they're fighting in just gets leveled. Like, bing! Every building cut in half for, like, miles. Oh, I love moments like that in anime. This is amazing because Zoro, he didn't even try. Like it's clear that he just kind of did, like, a casual, he was trying to cut a tree. That's the important part here. They're like, all right, go up and cut that tree, right? For Zoro, that should just be like, no, okay. You know what I mean? But this sword, it, like, sucks your fucking energy out, or your Armament Haki specifically, and, like, makes you cut harder. And you know what it reminds me of? And this makes sense because it is made by the same person. Or at least it's... No, wait, I keep mixing the fucking swords up. Who cares? Ignore that last point. The fucking in Logtown, I actually went back and reread this. When Zoro was first fighting, like, all of Baroque Works, you remember that scene where he's fighting, like, 100 Baroque Works dudes, right? And just fucking with them?
Yeah.
So, that was when he first got that cursed sword that he got in Logtown, remember? Which was made in Wano. That's confirmed in this chapter. You know what I'm saying? So, in that chapter, he's going to cut people, and it, like, cuts deeper than he wanted. Like, he was trying to, like, spare someone, but he accidentally, like, killed him, and he was like, Hey, you only cut what I say to cut, you problem child sword. Like, you're going to be a problem child. So it's the same thing, but this is on a much larger scale. That last sword he had was kind of the same thing. It would kind of, like, thirst for blood. Whereas this sword, it's, like, ridiculous. Like, he just wanted to cut a tree, and this man literally, like, reshaped the fucking cliffside with a casual swing. And what I love about this, too, is, like, I saw this, and my first thought was, this man's going to be island level one day. Like, he's gonna cut a fucking island in half before the series is over. Like, I'm calling it now.
An island? This nigga's gonna cut more than this island, bro. This nigga's gonna
I don't think One Piece... I'm gonna go on a limb here and say One Piece is not gonna get planetary.
No, ew. Cancer.
That's why I'm saying it will not get planetary.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, and Neil's fucking jumping to the moon. You never know. Oda could just, you know what, fuck.
Zoro goes
Luffy
to
can
the
fucking moon.
We're getting to, like, massive Zoro dick riding levels right now.
Like, Zoro and Luffy are just, like, in a series gonna be able to cut the fucking moon.
Didn't Naruto do that?
No,
he didn't cut it. Didn't he, like, Rasengan the moon or, like, in one of the movies?
A character who cut a hollow moon. I guess Naruto's good. It's weird.
Oh, right. It was, yeah, because that...
to
the dismay of every fucking versus battler. But, what I will say is...
Naruto's not moon level. Sorry. Naruto's not moon level. Sorry. Anyway, Zoro...
No, but back to what I was saying about the island thing. I do want to clarify on the island point I was making. Islands vary in sizes, my dude. Like, you can have a small-ass island or a big... I'm just telling you, there's going to be a moment, probably in the final arc of the series, where, like, Zoro and some other dude are having some, like, punk hazard-level fight, where it's, like, just Zoro and another guy on their own personal island, and it's going to end with him cutting the fucking island in half. I'm just calling it now.
Why,
and they know that's not going to be either Mihawk or fucking Shiryu, honestly.
Why go small? Go big.
But no,
he's gonna cut
I'll tell you why, because it's the escalation problem. We've discussed this. If you fucking blow your load and have him cut the planet, then what the fuck else do you... What's bigger than a goddamn island, friend?
No, bitch, we're not talking about a fucking planet, a continent.
That's too big. That's cringe.
I don't give a damn.
No, Thurman, you've officially gone cringe.
Nope, never. I'm done. This
you call planetary cringe, but then a continent isn't? Jesus Christ. A continent's like 1/7 of a planet.
Wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, take note that he would rather Zoro cut a fucking planet than him.
That's not what I said. I said they're both equally cringe.
Yes, you did, bitch.
No, they're equally cringe. They're equally cringe. Listen, it's set up, okay?
No.
Luffy, like, destroyed a good chunk of Dressrosa with Gear 4th. And one day he's gonna punch a goddamn island in half. I think Zoro's gonna cut a goddamn island in half. Like, we don't need... I don't know, man. Like, did I ever show you that video, the escalation problem? Like you don't want to go to DBZ levels with this.
Well, no, but the issue is, it's not escalation because...
It is, but okay.
Like, DBZ... Shut up, bitch. It's DBZ, you're right, did the escalation problem. But, like... I'm not saying they should go to fucking, cutting planets and shit. I think that'd be cringe. I mean, if Oda did do that, I'm pretty sure Oda would do it well because he's Oda, so...
Okay, I have a compromise. I've thought of something. So, when you said cutting continents, I started to think about the layout of the One Piece world. Now, the Grand Line and the New World, they're all islands. Like, that's the point of them. There are continents in the world, but they're in, like, West Blue, South Blue, yada yada. Here is the compromise I have for you. The Red Line. What if he cuts a big chunk of the Red Line? Which is a continent. It's like that big-ass wall.
There's
the compromise. It's like, oh man, just behind the Red Line, Brook can fucking see Laboon again. Oh, and hey, there's the all blue on top of it. How are we going to get up there? Zoro's just like, hold on, bitches. Unsheaths Enma.
I'm just waiting for fucking Zoro and Luffy to be like... continental level end of series.
Like,
I'm waiting
I
for
mean,
it.
that's the beauty of, like, the escalation problem isn't a problem as long as you end it before it becomes a problem, right? So, like, if you want to end your series, like, when Luffy is king of the pirates and Zoro is, like, Rayleigh level, like, okay, here's what we're gonna say, right? Imagine this. Can Rayleigh, because I imagine Zoro maybe will end the series being, like, a bit stronger than Rayleigh, you know? Or maybe a lot stronger, but, like, I wouldn't go to say, like, I don't know. Do you see Rayleigh being able to, like, kick an island in half? Well, okay. Let's power scale here. So we saw Kizaru, like, hold on. Power scaling. We did see Kizaru, like, casually light kick a fucking entire, like, mangrove over, and that was casual. So, I mean, I suppose you could fucking scale from that.
Yeah, I mean, in his prime, I would say so.
Oh, I guess, you know what? Actually, I just thought of a good comparison. We actually saw, like, two prime really strong dudes. Remember the Garp flashback with that point head guy in Dressrosa?
Yeah.
Like, that whole, like, he fucking, like, what? I'm trying to remember. Because, like, he would use his point head to, like, break entire ice shelves in half. And they were said to be pretty big. Yeah, so, I mean, I imagine, that's why I'm saying, like, continent's a bit much, because I don't know if you know how big a continent is. If he cuts an entire continent in half, that's, like, a continent. Okay, so, like, our continent is, like, Canada, United States, and Mexico, like, and South America, right? So it's, like, all that's the continent. So, like, you're basically cutting, like, 3 countries. That's a little insane. Like, you're approaching planetary level at that point. That's why I'm saying, like, I think island would suffice. Like, a big-ass island, I think, would suffice.
Well, we'll see what happens.
If you hype yourself up too much, you're gonna blue balls yourself. Like, you're expecting Zoro to, like, cut, like, half the planet? Like, what the fuck?
I've been a virgin for 22 years. Blue balls mean nothing to me.
My life is blue balls.
Yes. So,
if anyone wants to de-virgin Thurman, put in the comments. Guys, welcome to.
I don't know about that, but okay. Get me drunk. You got it.
All right.
Anyway, can we
Listen, we're going to Grand Rapids Comic Con, okay? If you come, I'll get him drunk enough, and then you'll really come, okay?
Yeah. Oh, that was the best line in this review already. Oh, yes, that's great, beautiful.
By the way, the offer is only for people over 18. To clarify.
Yes. Be of age.
Just in general.
Where are we going with this exactly?
Also,
I don't know.
Disclaimer number 500. Also, super kidding. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about.
They're gonna come to
Best Boy Sanji over here immediately. Like, wait a minute, that babe was fucking Momo's sister. Momo, my dude, what's up, man? You want something? What do you need?
You mean worse?
Get the fuck
Boy
out of here,
Sanji
bro.
right now? What is this?
Man,
he's getting shown up left and right, bro.
Zoro is
shown up. Zoro.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Zoro over here just fucking not only cutting coastlines, but sleeping with Momo, with the leader of the revolt's sister. Bro, this man's in.
Man, Zoro may be getting a lot of W's, but you know Sanji will come in and get some soon. Like, you know he will.
Nah.
And I'm sorry, which one can turn invisible right now? Not Zoro.
Ooh.
Man, excuse me, when Zoro's fighting fucking Shiryu, he's gonna wish he had that stealth suit.
Oh my god, look at this. Dick riding his voice. Hey, I will give you credit though. You are a loyalist to your character.
Oh yeah,
I love Sanji. I love Sanji too, but come on.
Listen, I'll give Zoro the props, but like Sanji's just objectively a better character.
Ew, cringe.
No, okay, comments. I need it. Fucking just go do your thing. Comments. I need to know your opinion.
Anyway,
no, but I wanted to go through that. I'm trying to just. We've mentioned this before. One of my favorite moments from a past review, actually. But I'm going to mention it again. Just how weird it is that Zoro, you know, basically like Momo and Zoro are having this conversation, and Zoro's just like, Like, Momo's remembering a 6-year-old, younger than him, like, oh yeah, my tomboy sister. And Zoro's like, yeah, we fucked. Like, you can't pretend they didn't. At the very most soft core, if you want to really, really assume that Oda's, like, not off-screen headcanoning that they fucked, they cuddled, probably, like, they got real close, and it got intimate. Don't even pretend. Didn't she also, like, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't she also, like, offer to, like, do courtesan shit to him? Like, oh, do you want my services? I want me to do that thing that makes all the other men happy? Like, did she not say that?
I think she said it was more along the lines of a lot of people will be happy.
Oh yeah. It would make
me.
You should feel grateful, sir. People pay for this. Well, anyway, I just love that.
That's really funny because. So I keep wanting to mention this. It's just so fucking funny. I see Tanjiro's just like, all right, we have 4,000, they have 30,000 men. We're all ready. We know Kaido's forces and everything, and Orochi's. I'm just like, oh, if only you knew.
Like, do you realize how terrifying that is? Like, they're already like, well, we're outnumbered, but we have a chance. Meanwhile, it's probably like double what they think. They're gonna die. Like, it's going down, bro. Like, and this is what I wanted to get into with this chapter. Fucking genuinely shocking how quick this is going. Did you expect, like, it's just like 5 days, 4 days, 3 days, 2 days, the fucking war is here. I feel like do you remember the first time you watched the lead up to Marineford? Like the Marineford episode where they're fucking walking Ace up the fucking, like, scaffold, and they, like, chain him up and it's like dong, dong, and then, like, Whitebeard's ship is, like rising up. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
You realize, like, can you feel it? Because this is the part, what we are getting into now, is what Oda kept hyping. He kept talking about how there's going to be a war in this arc, and it's going to make Marineford look like bullshit. Like, he keeps fucking hyping it, and I can't imagine that Oda is so stupid that he would hype. He's got to know, if you hype something, then people immediately expect even more. So, like, I can't even fathom what crazy shit we're about to see in this war. And it makes sense. That's 2 Yonko versus what essentially amounts to the Straw Hat crew, maybe Law's crew if he hasn't betrayed them. And
no.
Hold on, we'll get to that. So Straw Hat crew, Law's crew, and, like, rebel samurai that have been, like, starved and imprisoned for fucking, like, 20 years. Like, I don't see this going well in any regard. Like, I really don't know what's going to happen here other than, like, many casualties. I'm hoping many casualties, a fallback, and then, like, a massive splintering of the Straw Hats. Now, maybe some would say that's retreading Water 7, but, like, I think one more time before One Piece ends, you got to test the bonds of the Straw Hats one more time. And, like, I think that one of the things that makes any story amazing is... One of the moments in any story that's amazing, especially a story that you like the characters a lot of, is watching the characters go through things that strain their friendship, right? So, like, I know I always reference Hunter x Hunter, but it is my baby. Gon and Killua's whole friendship struggles during the Chimera Ant arc, and the election arc, and, like, you feel me, right? Like, when you have a bunch of characters that feel like a family, like, watching them struggle is a beautiful thing. You feel me on that?
Yeah, I love that shit, especially in romance series.
Yes. And now, question for you though. I want to know where you stand on this, because now that we're here, we're like, first of all right, 2 questions. Question number 1 is, are you fucking shocked that, like, Oda just basically, like, sprung that on us? Like, yep, it's happening. War's here. Whoa.
Honestly, the thing about that is, like, even remember the last chapter we talked about that? Like,
yeah,
last
3, 2, 1, yeah. Oh, he's like, hitting the gas pedal, bro. And of course, that article came out a couple fucking days ago where he was like, 5 years till it finishes, boys.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I'm not surprised, and to be honest with you, for some reason, I'm okay with it, only because I feel like he's kind of set everything up for where we can kind of do this, right? Last chapter kind of felt different because it was just like we get all this information out of nowhere. Last chapter I wasn't really okay with it, mostly because of the fact that it felt like he was just like bam, big event, bam, big event, bam, big event. But this one, it's just like, okay, Zoro's got a new sword, his sister's alive, Everyone's walking towards the thing. Everyone's visiting graves. Luffy's tidying up his training. Zoro's tidying up his training. They're finishing up the ships. They're getting more people and shit like that, right? So I think right now we're at a good point to where the Oda doing this is actually decent.
Because it's like, okay, I think the last one, it was like such a speed change in the pacing. Now we're just used to it. By the way, now that we're hitting this real quick, I do want to call out a shitty comment from last week where someone totally fucking just misinterpreted the entire video. Alright, so this is the comment. Dude 1. The chapter was stupid. I hate Oda so much, to be honest. Dude 2. Dude, bro, like, totally. And then I responded, I don't think that's what we said at all.
Yo!
That comes from Burn Grace.
What is this? Was he
watching
the
like,
review?
Listen, man, we literally were like, pacing's a bit weird. And I was probably like, yeah, bro, totally, bro. And you were probably like, to be honest, pacing's a bit weird. And I was probably like, bro, I agree, bro. But, like, he acts like the whole video we're like, fuck Oda, I hate him. Like, what the fuck?
Did he miss, like, the earlier reviews where we said we would suck Oda's dick? Did you miss that, or was that just me? Or did you, like, skip over, like, the whole, like, us being gay towards Oda? He must have. Yeah, seriously, Burn Grace, for your shitty comment, like, you made my day, man. I was dying at that. I was like, what? What are you talking about? Let's see that. But anyway, the other question I have, though, after the whole, like, whoa, it came quick thing, is where do you think this is going to go? Because I think, do we both agree that this initial attack is going to fail spectacularly? Yes. Not 100%. Even just fail. Like, fail so bad that, like, it's like, oh my god. It's almost to the point where, like, how badly will it fail? Like, yeah, we all know it's gonna fail. Like, how bad? And I'm pumped. Like, it's a very rare, it's very rare to see, like, those moments in manga where, like, the main character fails, like, really bad, right? So, in One Piece, you think of a couple, right? You think of, the big ones you think of are Sabaody Archipelago, Straw Hats get completely annihilated. The narrator even's like, Straw Hats got completely annihilated. And then fucking, what else happened? When else did it happen? And I guess Crocodile kind of fucked him up twice before he beat him, but, like, I think more back to, like, that was the big moment, right? Like, the straw, like, when it was, like, you finish that chapter of Sabaody Archipelago, and you're like, oh my god, are they dead? Like, what the hell? Right? So that's, I'm expecting a moment of that caliber where we're literally reading it, and it's like, holy shit. They might, like, someone might die here, and I'm very excited to see that. And just by pure logic, you gotta have a handful of character deaths. Because if Oda says it's gonna be more hype than Marineford, I expect 2 or more, probably more than 2 character deaths. Because 2 characters die, and I know before the fucking edgelords come in, character deaths don't equal good series. I agree. But, I mean, like, what it does equal is showing stakes. And and this is 2 Yonkos versus basically a ragtag group of fucking rebels that don't really have a lot to go off of here. So my main point here is this is gonna fail spectacularly. There's gonna be deaths. No, right. This is gonna spill a lot of blood. Yeah. There's gonna be many deaths. There's gonna be, and I'm hoping, because I know people don't like it when I bring up this theory because everyone's got a hate boner for Joy Boy for some reason. I like the Zoro argues with Luffy theory, where, like, Zoro maybe has an Usopp moment and temporarily leaves the crew. It is Zoro's arc. That would be the perfect time to do that. Because, like, I just love that idea. Because what did Zoro hype up? Enzo, hey, please don't get 2 fucking Yonko on our ass because Sanji decided to be a retard. And now all of a sudden, what happened? They're gonna go in, and it's literally, you know that fucking meme, like, Drake? Where's the door hole? Like they're gonna go in. Zoro's gonna see Big Mom's people, and he's gonna be like, Luffy, you see that, Luffy? Is that Big Mom's crew, Luffy? Big Mom. Wait, Luffy, why is Big Mom right there? What did I fucking say? Yeah, I'm making so that meme. Funny. Because here's the thing. Because Kinemon can't be mad. Like, they can't. The only one who really has the right to be mad is Zoro. Because here's the thing, right? Bro. Like, Zoro, it's like everyone else. Go ahead, sorry. And everyone else like Kiyomon, like Raizo, like everyone else is like, okay, Luffy, go get Sanji. The only one who was like, Luffy, don't do it, was Zoro. So no one's gonna be mad at Luffy for this. The only one's gonna be technically be mad at Luffy. It's Zoro, because Zoro is like, you fuckers, I told Luffy not to do it, and you guys, none of you agreed with me. So you got to like, no, like that's so funny to me. Like that's just, I just thought about that. It's just
you know that Family Guy clip where it's like, what did I tell you? This is Zoro. This is Zoro when they go in and they see Big Mom. Okay.
I told you. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you? 'Cause I told you. And when did I tell you? A long time ago. And what did I say will happen when I told you? Exactly what just happened.
so
yeah.
From that, bro. So page 50 on my official manga.
How is it out already? The one time I thought I could escape that meme that you created.
Never.
What's the fucking
great.
page, dipshit?
It's great because it's in One Piece now. Like One Piece. This is probably the only time ever that I get to use the official manga meme on One Piece.
It's true.
It's great. So we see them at Yasui's grave.
Oh, that one.
And then
Pedro got a grave. Now, okay. I have things to say about that. Yeah, you do. You too?
Bro, is Oda? It's Oda. When I first saw this, I was like, Oda, I swear to God, if you do this, I'm going to be so upset right now.
Well,
like,
are you looking at what looks like Pedro and a fake mustache?
Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
So to clarify, no one else on the fucking community has said a goddamn word about that, so I have to assume I'm being dumb. Now, I thought back to Zoe, and I'm pretty sure Pedro ran a fucking, like, thing called, like, the Jaguar Patrol or something. There were, like, a bunch of different Jaguar minks. I assume, like literally he's standing right behind them. Like, that makes no goddamn sense. Like, that can't, like, I was literally, but I will admit to you, when I was reading that, I was like, I did like a triple take, and I was like, is that Pedro standing behind them in a goddamn fake mustache?
That's what I was saying. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, wait a minute, huh?
It's not.
Pedro?
It can't be.
What? I'd be shocked.
We're just dumb. Like, and I'm smart enough to realize that can't be the case.
Either we're dumb, or Oda just loves bringing back characters for no reason, or their characters just fucking fly.
They're staring at his grave. The fucking, I don't remember her name, but the dog mink that fucking gave Nami her clothes or whatever is literally crying, and he's just like, look at the top. Top right panel. He's standing right behind them. He's just there. No, next to them. That can't be Pedro.
We're being stupid. Ladies and gentlemen, we're being stupid, but we have every right to, okay? Oda has done this multiple times to where we had to do, like, 50 takes because it was not Oda.
Ow.
Nigga, please don't do this. We had to. It's stupid, but our stupidity is justified.
I'm going to the One Piece wiki right the fuck now for mink characters. I'm finding him. I'm finding this mustache fucking Pedro.
Please, dude. Please. Lay our worries to rest.
Okay, lay our worries to rest. Okay, here's a list of fucking minks. Let's do this. Okay.
What if it's Pedro? What if it's like Pedro in a costume?
Okay, there's Pedro. Now let me find mustache Pedro. Where's mustache Pedro? Man, like, I hate that I don't see a mustache Pedro.
Oh my God, no.
I don't see anything, but that can't be paid. That makes no sense. Like, it has to be, okay. Didn't he run, like, a fucking gang, right? He had, like, some sort of squad. Okay, I'm clicking on Pedro's name now. I don't care, I'm finding it. Affiliation, Momoko Dukedom Guardians. Okay, I'm clicking on the Guardians now. It was the Guardians. I remember this. This is staying in the video. This is important. Okay, Guardians. If my phone could stop being a fuck face for like 7 seconds. Okay, Guardians. Clicking. Go. What do we got here? Where's the mustache? Give it to me. Oh my God. Wait, who's that? No, I don't fucking see anyone. And I just... Man, we can't be this dumb. We're just so dumb.
We're just going to ignore it for now.
But, like,
And,
I watched... Okay, all I can say is I watched Tekking's review, and he didn't say a goddamn word about it. That's what's confusing to me. Like, I feel like... You know what I mean? And I also watched Joy Boy's review, who did not say a goddamn word about it. And so I feel like... Okay, good.
I'm convinced that everyone is just ignoring that. It's like the one... It's like the one golden rule of One Piece fans. It's just like, we're just ignoring that for now. Bro. And then we're just ignoring that little piece of panel. It doesn't exist. And we're just going to enjoy the chapter for what it was. Wow. I'm convinced. Everyone's just like, oh. Have you ever seen Dragon Ball Super?
A little bit.
So the Frieza meme where, like, the fucking guy from the universe is just, like, running super fast and he zips out of, like, the area Frieza's in, and Frieza's like, oh, I'll just ignore that for now. Like, you see that? That's just...
That's funny.
Panel right here.
That's really funny. Okay, so here's what I'm doing.
So, I'm just gonna...
No, go ahead. Say what you're saying.
So, a few things I have to say, personally.
Well, here's the thing. I'm going to... You know that guy that does the chapter secrets?
Mm-hmm.
Library of Ohara? Have you ever read those? Like the... You know what I'm talking about?
I have not.
Oh, okay.
No.
He, like, breaks down every chapter. I'm going to his page now. I'm making sure of this. I need to. Okay, let's see.
Okay.
So, wait, the straw hats are together. No, okay. Let's see here. Indicated, blah, blah, blah. Wanda, But wait, Carrick's... See, yeah, he says not like he breaks down everything, and he says nothing about it. Let's see.
We're just control chaos. We focus on the stuff no one else
seem
does.
to be quite a history together. Carrot's back. Why is she smiling? Blah blah blah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like,
yeah.
Is it like the fucking spirit thing? Like when Ace's ghost pushed Luffy?
Maybe.
Like maybe in the anime it'll be like a glowy Jedi ghost of Pedro with a fake mustache for some reason.
But why is he wearing a mustache? Wait, was he wearing that as his disguise and whole cake?
Well, oui.
Maybe.
He puts on a fake mustache to go over to fucking Sparrow and be like, "I'm here to blow you up with my fake mustache." That doesn't help any. That doesn't. What? You're blowing me up anyway. That's so funny. Okay, listen. I'm gonna put a timestamp to say skip to here if you don't want to hear us argue about some dumb shit for like 10 minutes. Just so you know. If you need to, if you don't want to deal with that, you can. Wow, that's hilarious. So I'm glad it's not just me. All right. Anyway.
I have to rant about this. I have to rant about this.
Okay, you rant. I'm gonna get my charger.
Why? Okay, Law. Law should not be betraying the fucking Straw Hats. That is dumb. This is the first time that I'm like, Oda, if you do this, that would be shitty writing, in my opinion.
He's not the fucking traitor, bro. It's called a red herring. You know what a red herring is, right?
Yes, I will be extremely pissed off if Law was the fucking thing, because it would literally... Okay, here's the thing, right? I talked about this briefly.
Yeah, last video chapter. You were talking about it.
It would, first of all, here's the thing, right? I truly believe it's not in Law's character to betray especially with everything that's gone on. So let's break down Law's character a bit, right? So he's given his flashback, him trusting Kodo-san, even actually not trusting him at one point, and then trusting him. That's also part of his character. He getting to know people. He starts to trust them, shit like that. So that's also true that he doesn't betray them, right? He had choices. He had a chance to betray Kodo-san, but he didn't as a kid because it would benefit him. Two, let's go, times ahead, right? Okay, so Law literally did an alliance with Luffy because I believe he trusts Luffy because he thought Luffy can get the job done, right? So you could argue that maybe if another supernova was there, he would have asked another supernova. But I truly believe that Law asked Luffy for the alliance because a few things. One, he fought with him and Alex at fucking Sabaody Acapulco, so he saw Luffy's skills.
Sabaody. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's like, oh shit, Luffy's a damn good fighter. Plus, he knows that Luffy is a fucking I don't give a shit type of person.
Yeah, well, I think also, like, Law's been, like, lied to, manipulated, and fucked over for so much of his life. It must be kind of refreshing to deal with someone who's so simple that they literally can't lie. You know what I mean?
So, and I agree with that. And here's more things, right? Luffy has saved Law multiple times, helped him with his crew multiple times. Law has literally saved Luffy at Marineford. He's like, he's an enemy, but we can't let him die. Also, multiple times, Luffy has got pissed off on Law's behalf. They trust each other enough to where their fight with Luffy showed that if they work together, they can pull out some fucking killer-ass combo shit, right? Luffy has saved Law from dying plenty of times. The fucking famous scene where Law about to step on Law's shit, Luffy's like, nah, get the fuck off my boy.
You know what it sounds like, Thurman? Sounds like you ship them, bro.
No, ew, cringe. Anyway,
honestly though, it sounds like you love their relationship in the same way I love Gon and Killua. Especially considering when people say, "Do you ship them?" You say, "Ew."
Yeah, it's just like Law and Luffy have a friendship that it's just like if it wasn't for Zoro and Luffy
and Usopp,
I guess that too. Like I honestly consider Law to be a really good friend to Luffy. Like and the thing is, it's just like Luffy in One Piece. It feels like Luffy's best friends are the ones who are opposite of him as a character. Right.
So yeah, that's a good point actually. Usopp, his whole thing's lying. Luffy can't lie for shit. Zoro and Law, super serious, analytical, planning. Well, actually, I wouldn't call Zoro super analytical, but Zoro's super serious and has dumb moments, whereas Law's super serious and pretty smart. Yeah, it's a good point.
So my thing is, it'll be such a waste and such a what's the word I'm looking for? Rebound or whatever.
Relapse.
Yes, no, not the word I'm looking for, but something of Law's character because it's just like Law has grown to trust Luffy through about how many? Like I would say 3 arcs now, maybe even 4.
Yeah. I mean, you can include Sabaody when they met, Marineford when he saves him. I mean, it's been a long ass arc. Sabaody, Marineford, Punk Hazard, Dressrosa, Zoe, and now.
So there's like 5 or 6 arcs, give or take, right?
Yeah.
So keep in mind that Luffy has saved Law in all of them. Law has helped Luffy in all of them, right? Luffy likes Law's crew, they like Beppo,
they like Beppo and everyone else.
Saji and Hachi.
Sachi, Penguin.
They fucking
you motherfucker forgetting Penguin?
Whatever.
He says Law's his favorite character.
Hachi from. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Law's fucking third best friend, Penguin.
And it doesn't feel like to me it's in Law's character to portray someone who's kind of helped him out. Right? Like, here's the thing. Like, Cortazon has helped Law out multiple times in his childhood, and he didn't portray him. Like, it'll feel like such a waste of character for Law. So let me
fucking cut this rant short to assure you, he's not the traitor. Don't worry. I have never been more sure of something in my entire life. He's not the traitor.
Wrong, what do you owe me?
What?
If you're wrong, what do you owe me?
A dick sucking.
Bet. So you
have Law's the traitor. I have to literally get on my knees and suck you off.
You have to reassure me because keep in mind, I don't want Law to be a traitor. I think if Law's a traitor,
he's not. It's so dumb, Thurman. You have trust in Goda. In his name we trust.
I trust in Goda. Okay. Last time we trust in Goda, multiple characters are alive.
Yeah, but that hasn't happened in a while. And fake mustache Pedro is clearly not actually Pedro. Otherwise, reviewers would be talking about that shit. You know for a fact King of Lightning would be tweeting about that shit right now if that was Pedro. And I just checked his Twitter, and it is not there, friend.
All right.
Okay, listen. We're just dumb with the Pedro thing. Well, hold on. Number 1, Pedro thing's dumb. We're just dumb. We're being dumb. 2, yes, he fucks up with, like, our character's alive or dead, but has he ever fucked up with, like, a character? Like, in terms of, like, does this make sense? Can you literally think of a moment where someone's been so out of character in One Piece that it's pissed you off? I think that's something that Luffy or Oda is very good at.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So, my point is, he ain't a traitor. I would almost bet, like, everything I own on that. It's pretty obvious he's not going to be the traitor. Especially considering, I think, every sign in the world is pointing to Law dying. You're not going to like that, but here's the thing. If he's really the traitor, and he's going to die like I think he's going to die, that wouldn't have emotional impact. He's got to be on the good guy's side and helping Luffy when he dies in order for that to be sad. And I'm sorry, Thurman, he's going to die. I mean, it's happening. So pick your poison. You want him to be a traitor? You want him to die because it's one of the others going to happen.
I'm gonna pull the Promise Neverland author like she does for Enma and be like, no, that's not what I want.
Enma with her fucking reality warping. What's it called? Causality manipulation.
Plot manipulation.
Enma just complains and fucking temper tantrums hard enough where the author has to make shit go her way.
Yeah, insulting Enma and the Promised Neverland. This is why you come to our channel.
Yes. No, straight up though. Go fucking watch. It's like in our the last 3 videos we uploaded. Go watch our Promised Neverland rant. Mostly Thurman's. It's amazing. Now I did want to say though, no, straight up, that's my logic. My logic is 1, you're right. It doesn't make sense in his character, and Oda's better than that. But 2, think about it, man. Like, it's being hyped up to be better than Marineford. We're going to have character deaths. Who could logically die? Like, we're getting, like, 2-3 character deaths at least. So, like, think about, logically speaking, who could die. It's going to be Law. Like, there's no better person to die to make that emotional, like, impact than Law. Law's, like really, think about it. Who else could die and be better for the story? Like, Ace. Like it was Ace and Whitebeard in fucking Marineford, right? Who has like the character importance that Ace and Whitebeard had in Wano? Who could die to make it feel as important as that? Think about it. Yeah, winning you over.
Nope, never. I will be sucking that Law dick forever.
Well, you're gonna get taken in for necrophilia, friend, because that bitch is dead.
Oh, fuck you. You whore.
Luckily, rigor mortis kicks in real quick, so it'll still be hard for you.
Yeah. That's some scientific fact that you know somehow.
What? You're dumb. That's such an obvious fact. Like, everyone knows that. Like, when you die, rigor mortis is the process of basically, as your blood stops flowing, your muscles harden up, so your body gets real hard. So... yeah, sometimes it's been in comedy movies where like dead bodies, like corpses, will have erections and shit.
So you're saying that is that random fact everyone should know about dead bodies get hard after they're dead?
Well, not just their dick, like the whole body. It's rigor mortis. Like that's a common term.
Yeah,
it is. Put in the comments if you knew what fucking rigor mortis meant, because you're not an idiot like Thurman.
You're pulling a whole Rick and Morty fan right now. It's like, oh,
it's a comment, bro. I can't. Like, you gotta stop being so dumb. It's not a good look.
I mean, you gotta stop being so smart. It's not a good look.
Oh, I love you, man. Okay, there's so much shit to talk about in this fucking chapter. What else? Oh, man.
Honestly,
no, there's more. I know for a fact there's more.
I don't know.
Bitch, I'll fucking kill you. What about, okay.
Dude, that's all you. I'm your lead right now.
Motherfucker, you are... Okay. All right, first of all, what do you think about... So the long-nosed motherfucker from the very beginning, one taking care of Tama, turns out he was like the keeper of the swords. I thought that was pretty cool. Also, I'd like to talk about the design of the swords. Do they not look fucking awesome?
Let me just go back and see.
Page.
Oh, yeah, I like the design of the sword. And then you mean of the scabbard?
Well, whatever, man. Like, the whole fucking sword. Like, the whole thing, goddammit.
Yeah.
Like, that was such a fucking... what are you, flexing on me? Oh. Obviously, red means the scabbard.
Payback for your Rick and Mortis fucking...
Rick and Mortis? Bro, it sounded like you said Rick and Mortis.
All right, whatever.
I want a Rick and Morty episode titled "Rick and Mortis," please. Thank you.
Dan Harmon, Justin Roiland,
get on that. And credit us, please. Now, what I love about this, I just like the aesthetic of like one of them it's like literally like a demon sword and an angel sword, right? Like one of them quakes the heavens and the other one cuts to the depths of hell. And I love that Zoro's just like immediately like, well, obviously the hell one. Like, you know, he's thinking that. Like, oh, yep, hell one's mine. Thank you. Trying to think. What did you think about the whole like seeing Zoro's like shriveled? Like it sucks the energy out. I thought that was really interesting. And he had to like, Zoro told that sword off like a fucking spoiled child. Like, no, bitch, give it back.
That is funny. I honestly, I kind of expected Zoro to put up a little bit more of a fight with getting more swords, but I mean,
we've totally misread Zoro's character. He's like we were all like, Zoro's gonna be so honorable about it, and in reality, Zoro's like, cool, free sword.
Yeah, I think it's good, honestly.
No, I have no problem with it at all. Oh, no, see, yeah, I'm glad I went through. There's so much to talk about. Frankie. Now, this is high-key foreshadowing. Frankie's like, we gotta build more ships. We gotta build it up for 10,000. And they're like, we only got 4,000, dude. And Frankie's like, I don't give a fuck. Just in case, right? So, they're gonna somehow get more troops. You like that's high-key foreshadowing. You see that, right?
Yeah. The foreshadowing of Goda. Goda.
Oh my
God.
So yeah, I think that's cool, and every time I see Frankie, I will continue to mention that if those ships don't have fucking laser beam cannons, I'll be mad. Thank you. I like that Zoro and Momo are kind of like, they almost have like a student master relationship kind of brewing, or maybe like a brotherly relationship, but like we see the snatch thing comes up again, and he says, oh, I learned it from an old man in my village, more reaffirming the Wano connection. We see the fucking Yakuza leaders that no one gives a fuck about, because honestly, like, I'll be honest, I don't like their designs and they bore me. Remember we talked about that earlier?
Yeah, you don't like those designs.
Fuck the Yakuza.
We'll see how they are in combat. It might try tipping them up a bit.
Fair. Shinobu's still being a bitch about Law. Like, fuck him, we don't need him.
Yeah, what the fuck her, bro.
Shinobu is like, not only is she trash herself, she's also like dissing on like top tier characters. Like, she's literally, it's like if fucking like Krillin came in and was like, we don't need Goku, fuck him.
It's just so awful. It's just like, do you not realize that you missed like 4 or 5 arcs of Law just like being useful while your whole like ninja shit got blown out of water? And
here's this live satellite image feed of Punk Hazard. You see how those mountains don't have a top anymore? That was Law.
You want to know why Luffy was semi able to beat Doffy? Oh, it's because Law fucked up his internal organs.
Yeah. Law reached deep inside Doflamingo and fucked him hard.
Okay, you fanfic maker.
I'm glad I re-went through this, because we didn't mention like 90% of the shit. We just mentioned the hype shit. We were literally about to talk for like an hour about the hype shit and like not talk about anything else. Let's see. So they're not letting out the fucking prisoners, right? Like, that was kind of like they were planning, because like Yasuo's whole thing was, it was a prank. You gotta let him out. Orochi's being so stubborn that he's just like, even the fucking public, the people know he's wrong, but he's still not letting them out. So that's interesting. I imagine that will be some of their reinforcements, like where the extra space in the ship maybe potentially will come from the prisoners that will eventually be let out somehow. Let's see here. We also see that Orochi, high-key, Orochi's just like, you guys think I'm fucking dumb? Like I'm from Wano too. Like, you just added a line. And okay, that's at this port now, right? So now they know where the port they're meeting at. Are we going to see this start even earlier? Are they even going to get to Onigashima? Are they going to have to fight through a wave of Orochi's men at the port?
That's interesting. So there's
sea battle before we get to Onigashima? Mm-hmm.
So if you don't think it's Law, who do you think could possibly be the traitor that gave him this information?
Maybe Shinobu. She's been nothing but a bitch this whole time.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Shinobu's a possibility. I'm trying to think. The funny part is, if this wasn't manga, because manga, obviously it's a story, they're setting up that there's a traitor, but here's the thing. If it was real life, I would just say, no, the plan was just fucking dumb. Like, here's the thing. Their whole thing is, oh my god, our papers, only people from Wano will know what we're talking about. Guess who the fuck's from Wano? Orochi and all of his men. So dumb. Like, all it takes is one of Orochi's ninja to be like, oh, look at this. I know exactly what this means immediately. Like, that's so dumb. It's just a dumb plan.
It's definitely...
Like, Tekking said it really well in his video. He was just, like, doing the Orochi voice he does, and he's like, I'm from 102, you idiots! Straight up!
That's so funny. I don't know why that's so funny, but it is.
It's pretty funny.
That's hilarious.
Oh my god. Wow. So much. This is like one of the craziest One Piece chapters in a long time. And then last thing to talk about here is at the very end. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. The very end, we see Luffy has, if not mastered, he's getting a hold of this shockwave hockey thing, right? Because he punches one side of the tree, doesn't touch it, and then the other side blows up. Which, by the way, high key reminds me of in Naruto, where the Chidori and the Rasengan, and they both hit the fucking water tower, and Naruto's Rasengan blows out the back.
The black has more power than its socket. It's like, oh, Naruto's stronger than me. I must get straight and leave the village.
That was the biggest dick measuring moment of Sasuke ever, because he was literally like, oh, my hole's bigger.
It's funny because that whole point was just like Sasuke was just like, I'm so mad.
Sasuke was so insecure at that point that literally by the way, fun fact, at least in my head canon, because it seemed that way, if he didn't if his Chidori did more damage than the Rasengan, does that mean he wouldn't have become a bad guy? Does the entirety of Sasuke becoming a bad guy hinge on that one moment where Naruto's Rasengan did a little more damage?
It's so funny because that's true. The main reason why he left Naruto was stronger than him. Literally.
This petty motherfucker, it's so funny. Oh my god. Anyway, but yeah. Now, one last thing I'll talk about here. Okay. There was an editor comment apparently a couple months ago that Reverie, we were going to kind of flash back to Reverie at some point in this year to see what happened with the rest of Reverie. Now would be the perfect time to do that. So we may get Reverie next week.
Yeah, that's all I was saying. I was actually going to say that, but I was like, you might say I'm done because Reverie's already over.
That's kind of hype as fuck, actually, because Reverie was getting hype. And I don't know if Oda's gonna, is Oda gonna stroke the dick or just tease it? Because, he could show us a bit of the Revolutionary Army. Because what we saw from, Blackbeard reading the paper and talking about it was that, this, the Revolutionary Army came in and they fought the Marine admirals or whatever. And, that's a fight I want to see. So, Oda, you gonna show us some of that? Or are you just gonna cut to the aftermath? Knowing Oda, I'd put money on it, he'll cut to the fucking aftermath. But whatever, I'm still interested to see what happens because a lot of shit was going down, and Reverie's awesome. And maybe more Rob Lucci, my boy, because I love him. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that's all it for me. This chapter is definitely I have to say it, a 10.
Oh, yes. Agreed. For real. I'll end off by saying this is one of those moments where you're reading the chapter and you feel like you're part of One Piece history, don't you?
Yep.
Because, I read this, and I assume that this is what people felt when they, people that had the privilege of reading Marineford Weekly. Because Oda does this. Every time Oda brings up the narrator in One Piece, and the narrator comes in and starts just slathering hype on shit, shit's getting real, right? So, as the narrator's just setting this up, because it happened in Marineford, too, if I remember correctly, because, the narrator's like, and began a war that would change the scope of history, you know what I mean? So, it's gonna, I feel like this must be what it felt like back in the day with Marineford. And by the way, if anyone in the comments, if you were reading Weekly around the time Marineford was coming out, tell me about how that experience was, because that must have been fucking awesome, and I'm jealous.
I would love to. This is why I'm happy I'm a manga fan now. So many great manga. Like no matter where you stand on the current lineup, but like I'm not even talking about like Kodansha and Square Enix lineup of manga. Like just talking about specifically Jump. No matter where you stand on the new generation, it's like where you say, "Oh, My Hero Academia is better than Black Clover, or Black Clover better than Dr. Stone, or Promise Neverland is better than Jujutsu Kaisen." Like no matter like wherever you stand, I fully agree that this is one of the best times for millennial manga fans to be Jump fans because we're in a great time for manga right now.
My Villain Academia, Wano, like One Piece is getting all hype now. Oh, God.
Like think about the arcs we've been getting for the past like year now. Like My Villain Academia, Wano, like the Elf Reincarnation arc, the current arc in Black Clover, like the last training arc in Jujutsu Kaisen, like Dr. Stone's current arc. Like, bro, like we've been getting some good ass shit. We've been being spoiled by Jump right now. No matter where you stand on with these manga or not, I feel like I would say this for a fact that this Reading Weekly as a shonen reader is probably one of the best ever in this generation.
I love it. Yeah, and you know what? So I love it. I like people get like, you know, triggered about like waiting or whatever, or saying binging is more fun. I think there's something really fun about being part of the community as these chapters are coming out. You know, like, oh, I can't wait. You know, like talking about it, watching the reviews, watching the live reactions, doing these reviews like for you guys. It's so fun. And like it makes me think about, because I'm planning on reviewing this series till the very end, and I assume you are too, Thurman, yeah?
100%.
Can you imagine the chapter, like as a Sanji fan, when Sanji finds the all blue, like I might cry. Like I'm just thinking about it. Like, and you know what that does? It's because of how long the series is. Like Oda didn't take the short route because, you know, he really let us grow with this. That's such a long journey. It's been like 20 something years since that chapter where Sanji was like, yeah, here's my dream, all blue. You know, it goes back to my childhood, and like, just him finding that is going to be such a genuine moment from him. Things like the Zoro Mihawk fight, things like Chopper, you know, like, I don't know if he said he wanted to become like the best doctor, or like be like he wanted to become the cure-all or whatever. I don't know how that would manifest, but like, just actually getting the One Piece, like all this shit that has been set up for years. This series has been going on for 20 plus years, and I've been reading it since, I started catching up in 2010. I believe I started, like, I was watching the anime weekly for a while in 2011, and then I started the manga, like, in Fishman Island, right? So, like, it's coming up on, like, 8-9 years for me following this series, and when it ends, it'll be up almost around 13, 14, maybe 15 if Oda stretches it like he usually does. And can you imagine following a series that long and finally getting to the end of it? Like, I know you don't cry, Thurman, but like when One Piece ends, it's time to let those manly tears flow. Like, because this isn't one of those chapters where I'm feeling the end creeping up of this whole series. That's your cue.
I 100% agree, and that's definitely one thing that will be extremely like hyped up, because One Piece is a series
it's a fucking legendary series, like on par with like DBZ, JoJo, like it's legendary.
We've grown with these characters, and everything that's grown with these characters is just coming to us. So seeing their dreams manifest is going to be one of the best moments of our lives.
Can you imagine Brooke seeing Laboon again? Oh my god. For real. Yeah. This is amazing. We're about to experience the basically, imagine this is like the spiritual successor to Marineford. We are about to experience what I assume to be the second Marineford. The bigger, better Marineford. You know what I mean? Like, and we're going to be here. All of you, we're going to be here for that weekly. And I can't wait. And with that, peace.
Peace.